Hello friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Hilary and this will be the first vlog of February. So I actually filmed the first clip before, but sadly I lost the clip, so I will be just going over. I started the February vlog a little bit later, I think around 3rd of February, because I was doing a themed reading vlog, because I finished my January TBR a little bit early, and then it took in a couple of days of February. And that theme reading vlog will go up a little bit after the Valentine's Day, and it is about steamy romance, so I'll link it here because this vlog will go up later. I do have to say that this vlog will be probably shorter because I will be doing a separate vlog for Polarthon that will be taking place from the 7th of February to the 13th, and that is done by January Reads. So I will be participating, but I think I'm gonna just give you a brief overview of what I read during that week, what I plan to read, and how did I manage it. So as of right now, I am reading audiobook Each of Us a Desert by Mark something something. I'll put the picture up. And this corresponds to the Password, Books and Lala's Password reading challenge, the yearly one for February. That is a pronoun in the title, so Each of Us a Desert. So I have been listening to it a couple of days. Today is Sunday the 6th, maybe, and I have been listening to it for most of the day, and I have 55 minutes left. So before, when I started it, I had read it about 6 to 8 chapters in, and I found the premise to be quite interesting. It is about a girl who eats other people's stories. Usually they are embarrassing or something they're regretting or something like that. And then she gives them back to the world. She doesn't remember them, so she's a special magical kind of person. And she decides that she does not want that because most people are using her and she wants to be herself. So she goes to find a person who could take her gift away, I think. That was the general premise. And the idea behind it is a really, really good one. I'm sorry about the glare in my glasses. I have the blue light protection. But yeah, so the premise is quite good. Unfortunately, it's not very engaging for me. And at the beginning, it didn't go too much into giving us some background information. So since the whole culture is quite different to me, it was quite hard to get into it, and then I'm not finding it very engaging or captivating. Also, what will really bother me is that there are just random words in Spanish, and yes, I get, for example, if you're calling your grandma the Spanish version of that word, abuela, something. We watched the Encanto yesterday, so that I do get, and that doesn't bother me. But if you're just walking around desert and the whole sentence and everything else is in English, but you get the random words like mountains or water or some plants in words of Spanish, so that does bother me. I did like that there were some poems that were in audiobook. I read one line in Spanish, one line in English, so you got the right translation and it worked really, really beautifully. But otherwise, it was really hard to get into it, especially my knowledge of Spanish is absolute zero. And now, when I'm more into the book, I'm still finding it really boring. I think if I were to DNF books, I would have DNF'd it quite early on. But I do want to see where the whole story goes. And I also went and checked a couple of other people's reviews about the book, and I agree with some of them who gave 2 stars that the synopsis of the book that Goodreads or any other gives is very misleading. First, it says the main character is left to wander the desert for a long time, eating people's stories and giving it back to the world, and that gives a misleading that she's thrown out, and we get the mystery of why and what is going on, although she left in her own will because she wanted to forsake the gift. And then also the last line of the synopsis was something similar to they wandering to desert while at night they are basically battling with different kind of nightmarish creatures. And honestly, it gives the premise of really nice actiony book, but it's not. It's very slow paced. There is a sapphic love story or something similar there, so they have a light attraction going on. And additionally, what I didn't see anybody else mentioning, and I do get while when you're trying to make the story very life true, why do I have to listen or read about how she takes every like certain amount of kilometers she walks in a desert pee break, and then what color of her urine looks like, and then how she is shoveling the sand back to it, or how she's having whether she's having a period, how much blood she leaking, or since she's in the desert and it's very hard for the body physically, so she's not having the periods but sometimes spotting. And do I need that information is my question. So I'm not sure what to give it. I would usually give it, I think, maybe 2 stars, but it is things I don't like, others may enjoy, so maybe 3 stars. I think it's gonna be somewhere in between those. I additionally stupidly hoped that I could read Travelry that came out in January. I can't remember the author's name, I'll put something here. But since I went to visit my family yesterday and it's 5:30, so I'm not sure if I manage, although I think it's supposed to be 250 pages, so maybe I'll try to breeze through that also fastly, because I already marked it in Goodreads, currently reading, so yeah, I think I'm gonna try to finish that also fast. So today is Monday, the 7th of January, and the Polarthon starts, so I'm quite excited about it. I'm sorry about my sleepy face. I didn't want to get up, and it's really snowy outside, but I do go to work today, so I get to scrub my car again. Yay! Yesterday I finished the Each of Us a Desert. So last I updated, I had a little still to read, and I gave it 2.5. At first I gave it 3 stars, but then I compared it and thought about it with others, and I do understand it's theoretically a good book, but there were too many problematic parts, so I gave it 2.5. Maybe should still give it 3, I'm not sure. I'm very mixed with it, we'll see. And then I started and finished Revelry by Catherine Weber. So first I mixed the plot with Edgewood by Kristen Cicerelli. So the Revelry doesn't have any fairies or fae in them, but they do have magical forest. And it's quite a short book, I think 250 pages or so. It gave me all of the House of Hollow, Small Favor, that kind of vibes, where we have magical dark forest, fantasy horror genre, and such a spring feelings. So I enjoyed it. I gave it 4.5 stars. It definitely could have been longer, but for it being under 300 pages, it was quite good. What else? I do have to say, if you're thinking about comparing it with Small Favors and House of Hollow, then it's not as magical and not as horror-ish, but definitely the same vibes. So we have 2 girls. One is a native to the place where she is living, and another one moved there while she was 8, so she doesn't have quite the same integrations, I would say. It's a weird town. They have the forest there that they do not. There are specific laws by themselves in the forest, and there are a lot of like different kind of how to say beliefs for people, and weird things happen and they are okay with it. And additionally, each year for the graduating high school year, there is a party in the forest called revelry. Nobody talks about what happens, nobody talks about what is going on. Sometimes people disappear, something else happens, you never know, and people accept it. Even the adults, even the police, the forest have the magical feeling. The forest is entity by itself, and the two girls, they're 16 at the time, decide to go and sneak into that party, and then things unravel. So I really, really enjoyed it. I'll put the vlog on pause here, I think, and I'll just go over right now what I'm planning to read for Polarthon, and then I'll talk about how my Polarthon went at the end, and then I have a couple of days left for me to read books. Maybe usually I cut off the blog date on 15. Maybe I'll stretch it a couple of more days later. So I am on the Gavin's team for the Explorers, and we have 5 prompts: Adventure, Cold War, Foil Cover, Icy Magic, and Polar Fantasy. For the Adventure, I am reading House with Chicken Legs by Sophie Anderson. It's 337 pages. For the Gold Word, I am reading Long Forgotten Winter King by Annette Murray, and it's 282 pages. For the foil cover, I'm reading Language of Thorns by Lee Bardugo. I do have to go today and buy it physically, because I'm apparently collecting the Jean Paul Universe cloth-bound books. Then we have Icy Magic. For that, I am listening to Snow Like Ashes by Sarah Rush, I think, and it is my longest book on this TBR with 422 pages. And then for the Polar Fantasy, I am reading, where are you? Frostfire by Jamie Smith, and that is 288 pages. So I'm not sure what it does altogether, but we'll see. And as of right now, I have read 1,000 pages this month, mostly to me finishing 300 something pages books and a little bit more. So we'll see how that goes in February, but if I manage to read everything on my Polarthon TBR, then for my February TBR, I have left Bad Blood, that is audiobook. I am hoping to finish Snow Like Ashes before the end of the week and start with that. And then I have Dragon Republic by R.F. Kuang and all the Light That Falls by James Islington, the Lycanius Trilogy Book 3. I think I'm gonna start with that first, and then if I don't manage to finish Dragon Republic this month, I can carry it over to the beginning of March, and if by some miracle I finish everything early, I'm gonna do another themed reading vlog for March. I think I kind of like doing them like at the end, the beginning of the next month, the unknown time, so I have a couple of plans. Maybe I'm reading the shortest books on my TBR. Maybe I'm reading the standalone books on my TBR. There are 50 on my whole TBR. Or maybe I'm reading lowest rated ones. I have made a couple of lists. They overlap somewhat because my lowest rated ones are almost my shortest ones also. So we'll see. Not sure, but yeah. So I'll see you in a week, I think. So I'm gonna insert this clip here. I got my Illumicrate January box. I have already actually spoiled myself. I do like to spoil myself and just know what kind of books are probably coming out or coming out definitely. that I know that I will be getting from different book boxes, so I'm knowing certain that I won't buy those. This didn't come in the pretty illuminated box, but I think we can go through this anyways. I haven't opened the box as of right now, so we can go through the items. So we have first Piece of Your Own Story puzzle, We Hunt the Flames by Hasaf Faisal, I think, and this should be the actual picture. I'll also insert some maybe clips of these. I haven't put them together any of those puzzles because I'm not certain how would I like to, I'm not even certain I would like to show all of them. Maybe the Lord of the Rings one is a really pretty one, but I really like these books, like between the boxes in a bookcase, so I really do like this. Next we have a pair of socks. Get that paper out, and these are really nice fluffy ones with Priory of the Orange Tree emblem on it, and honestly they're okay. I would prefer to get socks in the boxes from September, October, November, December, not January. But what I'm getting is the box I'm getting in February, and that means it's warmer time, and I'm not going to use these until I think October, November probably. But these are very, very cute ones. Next we have this thing. So this should be a phone holder if I'm correct. So it's like this, and you put your phone on here. I always thought that the key was cut out, but it's not. And you're a survivor. Honestly, I would prefer the wooden ones, but I'm not sure how I'm gonna use it. Maybe it would be good to put like a picture on it, or maybe graphical art or something that we're getting from the boxes. So I'm gonna see. Yes, we have one more item, and that is a necklace, the Never Tilting World, this one, and it should be, yes, again I'll put some video. I'm not sure how I'm doing these as of right now, but maybe some closer shots somewhere. Yes, we have we have the flame, we have the under the orange tree, should be the Briar of the Orange Tree. You're a survivor, phone holder, that is by the Prison Healer, and this is inspired by the Never Tilting World. Haven't heard anything about that book. And for this month we are getting 2 books, so that's interesting. This doesn't have any graphical. That's the letter from the author. And then we'll start with the additional book. So in the general, I do love the necklaces. I actually love wearing them, although you don't see that. I haven't worn necklaces very often anymore. Socks are decent. I don't mind the puzzles. This feels cheap, but we did get the extra book. So we have the Ivory Key by Akshaya Raman, and it looks quite similar to the one that I saw in the shops, but that had green themes going on. I think the background was green, and the foiling maybe green or something like that. So there is a slight change of color scheme. And honestly, I know nothing about this book, but I will link the books down below. So I think there have been enough of book box illuminate unboxings, and this is late enough, so you probably know all about this. Ooh, this is another way to use it, although I would prefer it to be a little bit on the lower side, but another use for this. And then we have the actual book that everybody is so hyped about, especially how it looks, and it is this Woven Kingdom by Dare Mafi, and I have read her Which Would Never Would, Never Run. The duology of the children's story that she has written, and I really, really love that. I do love, and I think Illumicrate should do more where there is no dust jacket for the book, especially if you can do it this pretty and then you don't have some dust jackets lying around and you can just show it off like this. So we have another character card here. Character card. Oh, I have a page. So, and the author letter. And then we have these beautiful end papers. What else do I see? Oh, I love this design also on the pages. So my camera stopped filming, but I was just trying to show you this author's signature page that is really pretty. And also, there isn't mentioned her middle grade series here, so I'm not 100% sure what it was, but I really, really love this design. Although I do have to say I really love this original design also. But this is about it, so I will see you in a couple of days when I'm coming back with the Polarthon conclusion, and then maybe I can read a couple of more books before ending the vlog 3. And that's my cat that is getting active, so I'll see you soon. So I'm gonna close the vlog actually here. I can say that after Polarthon I took a couple of days off and I haven't read anything, but I do wanted to give a brief overview about the Polarthon. I really, really enjoyed it. I did manage to read all the 5 books that I set for myself, and I'll go over. So the first prompt was adventure, and I read The House with the Chicken Legs and I gave it 4 stars. I really, really enjoyed it, and I am more than happy to try out more of the Sophie Anderson books. For the second prompt, I think it was Wintry World, and for that I read The Long Forgotten Winter King by Annette Marie, and honestly it got 5 stars even before it started, because I just love the author, I love the series. It might not be the best of the literature, for example, it can't compare in any way with, for example, the like Genius trilogy by James Islington, or Dune, or Wheel of Times, or whatever, but in its own, it is just perfection. I love the romance, the world building, the fantasy aspect, the characters, everything. I just love it, and it is one of my favorite series where that is like paranormal romance with tiny bit of mystery. The romance isn't there also that much as some of the others I've read, but also it has the comedic relief, so I really, really, really love this series. Then for the third prompt was Wintry Magic, I think. Maybe it was for the cover, whatever. I'm going down my own list. For the Wintry Magic, I read Snow Like Ashes by Sarah Rush, and I really enjoyed it. It was quite surprising that I enjoyed it more than I thought so. The ending was a little bit questionable, and that's why I... yes, I first gave it 4 stars, but I demoted it to 3, and I haven't just changed it in my book tracker. But yeah, as I said, surprisingly enjoyed it more than I thought so. Maybe I downgraded it to 3.5. I think so. I have to check. It's written somewhere. Then for the foil cover, I read Language of Thorns by Leigh Bardugo, and again, I was really surprised. These are the Grishaverse tales that are not connected with any of the known characters, at least as far as we certainly know. And because I have my own theory about Last Story, but I really loved, they were based on Slavic or Russian or just Northern Europe tales. One was retelling of prequel of the Little Mermaid, and they all had quite surprising and a little bit twisted ending that I really, really enjoyed it, and I'm happy to reread them again, so 5 stars. And then for the last book, that was Polar Fantasy, I think, I read Frostfire by Jamie Smith, and I was a little bit disappointed with it. I didn't thought that the descriptions about situations and the surrounding were very good. Uh, Maybe it just was me, I don't know. And also, I think that a lot of the situations were very brushed over. For example, she falling into icy water near the glacier and then being totally wet and boom. She is okay. There was some help with her getting warm, but the clothes are still wet and heavy, and also everything. But it was just so brushed over, and honestly, I didn't find it very interesting. So, but at least I tried. But I think that's about it for this vlog. Um, yeah, I don't think I have anything else. I have had really long work days, and that has taken most of my time, and I'm feeling a little bit really tired lately. But I think that is because of one of my medical conditions, so I'm taking medicine for that, and I think it's a little bit already helping. Outside we have slightly plus degrees, so around +3, +4, around that, which means that everything is ice. And now it's also raining, so everything is also wet and icy, not a good combination. And every time I have to drive with my car, I'm wondering whether I can get out of my parking spot because there's a lot of ice there and it's like in a hole. So, yeah, we'll see. But I think that's about it. So I do thank you for watching this vlog. I do hope you enjoyed it, and bye.